I'm Kathryn DeSinaasappelen, your beer mistress, and today we are trying this beer. The Guinness Special Export by John Martin's Brewery. Let's open this up, if we can. There we go. And here's the bottle cap. I like the color scheme with the harp, that's cute. Let's pour this out. It's a stout. It should be dark. It does not disappoint. Ooh, this is a lovely color. Okay, I didn't pour that out nicely because there's so much foam. Oh, Kathryn, I forgot that, yeah, this is one of those beers that you have to pour at like basically with it on its side. But oh my goodness. Look at this color. This looks like coffee. The foam. Oh, it looks delicious. It does. Oh my goodness. This is so dark. I can see my reflection in the glass. That's how dark and opaque this is. Okay, I can see a tiny little bit of carbonation going on at the bottom. There doesn't seem to be much though. The head is such a beautiful chocolatey beige color. Wow. Okay, let's smell this. I don't know if I'm projecting or not, but this does sort of have a coffee, sort of cocoa smell coming off of it. It smells sweet. Yeah, I don't know what to expect with this because I've only had a couple stouts. And I know I like stouts. They're normally delicious. This smells a bit sweeter than what I thought it would be. Okay, let's see if we can pour the rest of it before we go and drink. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get the whole bottle. Maybe super slow. I'll have to have like some super intense music going on in the background so that this is more interesting than what it is. Yay, success! I got it all out. The bottle is now empty. Hooray. There's so many stories that are gonna go with this beer, so let's drink it and see how it tastes. Gezondheid. Oh, wow. This is delightful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is so delicious. Why do they even bother with blondes when you have this delicious stout? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh, I am in love with this beer. It is very bitter, guys. This is a beer that you need to work up to because this is going to be a horrible description, but it tastes earthy. And I don't have any other adjectives come into my mind, but it tastes earthy. There is like some chocolate going on in there. It doesn't taste sweet, but there's a sweetness to it. But there's a lot of bitterness, and so if you've never had a beer, don't begin with a stout because you'll probably be like, ugh, because it's a taste that you have to work up to. Unless you like your coffee black, because I feel like if you like your coffee black, then you probably will like stouts. Oh. Oh, this is so delicious. Ah. Ooh, there's even like a tiny little bit of a nail polish remover taste in there. But it's the aftertaste. It's just this lovely bitterness that's rolling all over my tongue, and it's sort of like I said, it's a mix of like the chocolate or coffee. Oh, this is delicious. Okay, so for my story, guys, this is technically the second Guinness that I've had. And when I saw this in the box, I was confused because the second beer I ever tried was a Guinness with my friend Ash because we're Irish and Guinness is an Irish stout. And John Martin's is Belgian. I live in Belgium, and so I was very confused on how like Guinness could end up in Belgium because like the whole point is that it's an Irish stout. Anywho, it turns out they took the recipe and they got to use it for the special export edition that they make, and that's how you have a Guinness in Belgium. But guys, the first time I tried a Guinness, it did not go well because holy crap, that was the second beer I ever had. The first was flavored water. I think it was a Bud Light or a Coors. It wasn't a good beer, it was just sadness. The Guinness was just so overwhelming with the bitterness, and I remember hating it. I was a bit intimidated to try a Guinness again because I just have such horrible memories of the first one, but this is delightful. But there should be like a warning that says, even though this beer is like well known, if you've never had beer, work up to it because they are delightful, but you have to work up to them. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that earthy taste is in this beer, but it's like, I want more. And the sad part is it's such a fleeting taste, but it tastes so delicious. I wonder if it's the barley. Maybe that's what I'm tasting, because stouts are supposed to be made with lots of barley and malts. And yeah. Oh, it tastes so good. Ah, this is delightful, guys. Maybe it's a roasted taste that I'm getting, because there is sort of like a smokiness that I'm getting off, but it's really subtle and light. Stouts are really the best, in my opinion. Like, they're the beers that are supposed to be manly beers, but in all honesty, I don't understand why they're manly beers, because I feel like the flavor profile is really complicated, much like women. And so I feel this is more of a woman's beer than, say, like a lambic, which is relatively simple and uncomplicated, much like men. And yes, I'm being sexist. Suck it. Oh, that's so delicious. I love it so much. This comes in at 8% ABV, which seems relatively low to me, just because from my experience, the darker the beer, the higher the alcohol content. But this beer was like pitch black, and it's only 8%. And I say only, even though 8% is really high. But this beer that we tried last week, which was, I think it was the lager, was 10%, so I don't understand that. Well, I guess it's still higher than the pale ale and the IPA, but you would think this would at least be higher than the lager, which was so much lighter. They have to roast it. I think that's what gives it the color. Or maybe it's just taken out of barrels. I don't know. I really should do more research into how beer is made, but I prefer just drinking it. This was delicious. Holy crap. Also, I feel obliged to point out that despite the high alcohol content, I'm not feeling the effects. Like, I'm sure that I must be a little tipsy, and I'll probably feel that when I get up, but didn't hit my stomach, it didn't go to my head, and by all accounts I should probably feel a bit more tipsy than I am because I haven't eaten yet, so I'm drinking on an empty stomach. So this was enjoyable. I highly recommend this. I feel like you could just drink this on your own. You don't need to make it complicated by pairing it with food. Just get it. You can even drink it out of the bottle. This was so delicious. I'd love to know your opinions if you've had this beer, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totsiens me applezines. Guys, the only problem that I foresee right now is that this was the last beer in my box set of John Martin's beers, and all of them were delightful, and I've tried everything from like a lambic all the way up to a stout, and I feel this need to go out and find all the John Martin beers just so I can find one that tasted like crap, because there has to be one. They can't all be delicious. Goals, guys.